everyone, welcome to another episode of Unleashing Brilliance. Today we're setting our sights on a common trap that many of us fall into, the waiting room of success. It's that place where our dreams and aspirations are put on hold, often indefinitely, but not today. Today we're going to learn how to leave that waiting room behind for good. Now, how often do we stare up at the stars, wishing on each and every single one of them, yet feeling like they're just too far out of reach? What if I told you that those stars are closer than you think? That's right. Today, we're not just going to stargaze. We're actually plotting a course straight to them. So are you comfortable? Good, because I'm about to make you a little less so. Comfort is lovely. Don't get me wrong. I love to snuggle up on the sofa on a Friday night with a pizza and a great movie. But let's face it, it's also where dreams go to nap. We've got to wake them up every single day. I once had the pleasure of working with a senior executive in property. She was a woman, a 20-odd, mid-20 woman with dreams as vast as the Australian outback. Her dream was to make a life and career move from Australia over to London. But she'd packed a heavy suitcase full of excuses alongside her dreams. Too many obligations, an unsupportive staff, that old chestnut, it's just not the right time. And bosses telling her, nope, you've got to put in a hard yards. You've got to do these jobs before you can possibly do that role. Together, we started dismantling those excuses one by one. We didn't just dream about life or her life in London. We planned it out meticulously. We created actionable steps and embraced a mindset of possibility rather than limitation. We even reached out to an incredible woman in the US that inspired her and asked that lady to give her some life tips, some career tips to help her fast track her dreams. All it took was believing, putting it down on paper and taking action. And lo and behold, within a year, she was making the new home of the UK and sipping tea alongside, or Pimm's, alongside the Thames. All it took was transforming those I wish moments into I will actions. This transformation all starts with a shift in mindset, from passive to active, from dreamer to doer. It's about replacing I can't with how can I. So what mental barriers are you ready to break down today? Are you waiting for the stars to align, for an invitation? Well, consider this your personal invitation, your permission to chase your dreams. You don't need to wait for a sign. This conversation is the sign. Now let's imagine, where could you be if you actually took action today? Think about where it is that you want to end up. Do you want to still be sitting in the waiting room this time next year? Or do you want to be out there living your dreams, celebrating your successes, having joy, living and building your business and your life by design? If the idea of starting scares you, remember that every single epic journey begins with a simple step. And remember, you're not alone. Connect with those who are on the same path as you. Join communities that uplift and support your ambitions. Right here, we're all about turning potential into reality. It's the very thing that I work with the incredible women in my Elevate and Inner Circle communities, and it's the work that I do in organizations and on stages around the world. It's about unleashing your brilliance, about owning who you are and who you want to become, and making sure you are being that person every single day. Now, what I want to do is give you 3 specific actions as we wrap up today's podcast that you can start taking action today to start moving towards your dreams. The first thing I want you to do is write down a small, achievable action that you can take right now. It might be as simple as doing some research, as making a phone call, or even setting up a meeting. But write down that one small achievable step and action that you can take today. The second thing I want you to do is schedule it. Whatever that step is, put it in your calendar right now. Give it a time, give it a date, make it as real and urgent as a meeting with a boss, with somebody, with a client, with a family member, because you are the boss of you. You are the CEO of your business. So go ahead and schedule it. I was working with a client only this week on this thing where she has built a phenomenal 6-figure business. She started out when I first started working with her. She literally was making 10 to 15K a month. She's now built a high six-figure business. Work, numbers, commercials, on fire. Brilliant. But she's always in her business. She'd lost the joy in her life. And so we identified the first step. And the first step for her was, I just want to read, Janine. I just want to read some books. Think about when we're going to do it. The first step was identifying a daily activity around reading. The second step was to schedule it. She's now doing this 8 to 8:30 every single morning. The third step that I want to share with you is seeking inspiration. Find a podcast, a book, or a community that aligns with your goals. Let the successes of others fuel your journey and remind you that what might seem impossible is often very achievable. Let them fuel your journey. Don't go into comparisonitis or I'm not good enough, but step in as your full self and get fueled from the positivity, the possibility, and the opportunities for others. Take that energy and move forward. So those are your 3 steps. I want you to identify one small actionable step that you can take today towards your goal. 2, schedule it, much like my client with her, I want to read, Janine, and scheduling 8 to 8:30 every morning. And the third thing is find inspiration, whether it be a podcast, a book, or a community that will fuel your fire to achieve more. Let me remind you as we wrap up today that it might feel safe to wait around, but it won't bring you closer to your goals. No one is coming here to rescue you. No one is coming here to help you achieve your goals. It's about you being brave enough. It's about committing to action, about moving beyond your comfort and really making those dreams a reality. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Unleashing Brilliance. Please don't just listen to this podcast. Make sure to act. Find that step, schedule it, and find some inspiration. I'd love you to subscribe to this podcast, to share your journey, to share any questions you have that I can answer on this podcast. And let's make this a collective leap to success. Until next time, step out of that waiting room and step into your brilliance.